So Paul, what is the Summer Night Market?
Wow, Summer Night Market. Well, we started 6 years ago. This is our sixth season. And we've actually made it very unique because night markets has always been very Asian. And it's always sort of, people would reflect comparison of Hong Kong, Thailand, Taiwan, For us, we're a Canadian night market. And what I mean by Canadian is just by our name. Our name is international. And really, basically, that's what we try to focus on. Is Canadians is actually very international. So that's what the International Summer Night Market is about. It's trying to focus on having all different communities getting involved and making this as international as possible with different foods from all different cultures. And as well as on the stage, we try to promote all the different communities that are locally in Vancouver. And I think this market now has become so well known. I mean, we were voted as one of the top 4 night markets in the world.
Wow.
And that news has spread across Canada. So I think if you want to know what we're about, I would say we're actually a very Canadian style night market.
Well, you mentioned that there's a lot of communities out here, different kind of communities. Where can we see that reflected in here?
Well, by the food courts, in the food court, by the different food stalls. We have Indian cuisine, Thai cuisine, Taiwanese, Korean. What else do we have there? We have of course, our mini donuts. I believe that's sort of a North American thing. But we have, of course, Hong Kong. We have a whole range. I think Vietnamese as well. Japanese, right? So it's definitely very multicultural. And then, of course, when you go out to the booths, you can see that we have also different booths from around the world. We have African products. And then there's, of course, all the other booths from, just different makes from around the world. Of course, most of the stuff is made in China nowadays. But that being said, I mean, we do have other different cultures coming in from time to time. They set up the booth to promote, maybe they're not selling anything, but they're just promoting their culture. So we have like our Canadian First Nations that are here promoting. We have different cultural days where these communities come in and they set up a booth to promote their culture as well too. And then that being said, of course, on the stage, that's where we promote the different communities on the stage.
Okay.
And, by doing that through dances, through the different drums. Each nation has a type of drum, right? And we display through that. And you'll see when we come down.
Okay, Paul, I am starving. What are the top 5 foods you would recommend anytime from the night market?
Well, I have to say, for the International Summer Night Market, it's hard to just, only name 5 because I have to say, the vendors that's been with us have so many years of experience that, we have 61 booths. And I think that each vendor that we have so much experience that they have their own following. They have perfected the culinary style of food that each one is very unique and it's so tasty. And I think if they could not do that, they couldn't survive. And these guys have been around forever, for years. So if you say top 5, it's hard for me to mention it, but I can say if it was for sort of my sort of taste buds, there's some spicy foods that I like, and I don't mind, some of the squid, the barbecue squids.
Oh yeah.
And in fact, the calamari, I love that. That's really good. The bubble teas, I love bubble tea. Spicy fish ball. That's kind of a bit too spicy for me, but I mean it's so good. At least try to have one if you can. It's so tasty. Then there's of course Taiwanese cuisine that I like. and I have, for desserts, I mean, the mango ice cream, mango and ice cream, I mean, that's a mouthwater. And of course, we have the Japanese deep fried coconut shell ice cream. That's very new. And
What's that?
Apparently,
I don't even know that.
I know. I didn't really know as well until I saw it, and Adrian over there at the booth explained to me. He says basically it's a hard coconut crust made of coconut skin, and the inside is vanilla ice cream, and then it's actually deep fried. So it's really crunchy and very tasty.
That sounds like you're gonna get cancer from eating it.
No, well, besides some unhealthy foods, but there's a lot of very healthy food. We have our Vietnamese lady with fresh food every day. She has amazing, fresh strawberries, pineapples, and it's very tropical, just like how it is in Vietnam. But man, like her foods are fresh daily.
Wow.
It's impressive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, I mean, the night market has been so popular. What was the origin of the night market?
Well, obviously, the origins of the night markets, it started in Asia, obviously, and it was sort of meant for, say, people that are impoverished, poor communities. That's where it was sort of it would all set up. Mainly started along the streets, and in areas in Asia when it used to be very poor. Communities would just all get out together and they would try to make some money by setting up a little stall, selling some food to local people, and it was always sort of along the neighborhoods. So people that were going home would walk through these night markets, they'd walk through the streets in order to get some food or some cheap goods, just to bring back home. But through the years, of course, poverty is not as much of the issue in these communities. It's become, in fact, a very popular community or even tourist attraction. So in Thailand, in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and parts of China, even parts of Vietnam, this has become a novelty for a lot of tourists that go to these countries that have never seen a night market before.
It's basically like a taste of Asia, basically. Asia street food.
It is. I would say a taste of that country's delicacies. That's what's great about the night markets. It actually introduces very local foods. So in Thailand, I mean, you have everything that if you want to know about Thailand, you go to a night market and you'll find out right away in one night.
It's like Brazil, Thailand, Vietnam. They're on an each vendor.
It's true.
You'd say that?
Brazil, I'm not sure if they call it the night markets, but you know what? Same thing. Mexico, that's what they have. It's very similar. It's a very similar style, right? But pretty much the word night market, pretty much Asian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for the interview. We are really, we're really excited to eat some food because we're so hungry.
Oh, excellent! You gotta try a bit, okay?
All right.
Be careful, you get stuffed after like a.
I'm getting on your top 5 list for sure.
It's a real good deal, So definitely go try something.
No, thank you.
It's worth it. Thanks,
for sure. Thank you.